What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Roy Jones from Pro Zero Racing. So, when I'm recording this right now, it's actually the 25th of May. We're racing this weekend, the 28th of May, at Donington Park on the GP circuit, back with the modified Ford series. So this video is going to be all about the preparation from blowing the gearbox up at Silverstone to where we are now today. So I'll let the video sort of do the talking for that. Yeah, enjoy, and I'll catch up with you momentarily. Okay, update for you. Engine's out the car. She's sat here, back rolling around. Obviously, there's another car on the ramp now because it's work. So, the engine. And obviously, gearbox is off. It's gone. Sending it off to be refurbed. And well, this is the state of what we have inside the box. So that was fourth gear, was being the key word there. Yeah, as you can see, that's well and truly done. Nothing left on that. End bearings on, I believe this is 5th and 6th gear. Gear stack, that's done. We've got here reverse gear, chip tooth on reverse gear, I believe that was reverse gear anyway. And then this was, I believe, 2nd gear, I think, maybe. Same again. Basically, because some dickhead decided to carry on driving the car, it fucked everything. Whereas, if I'd have just pulled over the second that that happened, a little bit of a better position right now. So I actually had to buy another box. I had to buy another second-hand box. We used an ST gear set to repair my box. Brand new bearings throughout, stuff like that, and having some really weird issues going into gear, which we managed to sort that. But then we were having a really weird backlash issue with what would be the crown. Obviously, this has had to be replaced because, yeah, bits disappeared off it. But basically, we were having issues with the backlash between the diff and the gear set. It was like 1.5 mil, which is like stupid. So, bought a new box. This has just come back from the gearbox place now, so I'm hoping that I'll have the box back of tomorrow or Friday, so we can get it back in the car, and then we're ready to go and do some testing. I need to do a test day at Donington before we race there on the 28th of May. So it's April the 27th right now. So I've got a month and a day to get a test day in, which isn't too bad. It gives me some time to go and just do a test day there, hone my sights. I bought a new set of slicks, so I've got them upstairs to go on as well. I just want to run the car and get myself happy with it. But it was a bit silly of me going to Silverstone without doing a test day. However, results proved that we were up there. We did all right, and we can obviously do better, which is where we want to be. So we're going to move on to doing some tests and get ourselves to Donington for the next race. So yeah, we're going to crack on now. I'm going to go finish some work off, but obviously just wanted to add this into the video because there's a bit of a nasty dilemma right now. So anyway, go back to it. I'd buy another box, basically, another Focus RS box. Managed to get a decent price on one, so all the gear set and stuff like that will get refurbed, new bearings and stuff, and then that'll get put in with the diff. Diff came back from servicing as well. Everything was awesome. We've added an extra washer into the diff as well to add some more preload because it was solely used for racing. It was at 75 to 80 foot-pounds before, and now it's at 100 foot-pounds. So we've got a little bit more preload on the diff now, so it should help add to the grippage. We'll see. But yeah, crack on. Hopefully the next clip the box will have turned up. Okay, so it's actually the next day from when I filmed the last clip. Good news, it got turned up. So this is the original box. This is the original gearbox that went bang. It has had a new gear set. It's had a new ST gear set in it. The diff has been serviced, and we've had to put a different crown wheel on, which came from this gearbox here. So I actually picked this gearbox up to then have this refurbed because we thought this one was scrap and we had some weird shit going on with backlash. But we've stole the crown wheel out of this one. Unfortunately, I bought this off a friend of mine. the gear set was actually fucked in this as well. First and second gear had the tooth chipped, so we couldn't use the gear set out of that because the main shaft that's all on, you can't replace any of the gears because it's all welded on. So I had to put an ST gear set in this, and yeah, it's all good to go. It spins over. It just does actually work and not make noises, which is good to know. So yeah, that can now get mated back up to the engine, and we can get that back in and get the car running again. The good news that's come from all this is that I now have a spare RS casing, so if I get another ST gear set and an RS crown wheel and another 3J plated diff, I'll have a fully working spare gearbox then. So if anything like this does happen again, I can put that in the car for the meantime, and I think at that point we will then go and speak with a certain engineering company about having a gear set made. There is already a sequential box available on the market made by Weve. However, it's rather tasty in terms of price, and it knocks it from a 6-speed down to a 5-speed. I know two of the lads that have got these boxes and they've had issues with it being 5-speed, even though the reason they made it a 5-speed was so that the gears were slightly larger, so they could take more power and torque. However, certain issues with teeth coming away from where they shouldn't be. So yeah, there's an engineering company in Stoke that I really want to have a chat with and see if they will make a gear set. So yeah, as long as making the gear set is cheaper than a Weve box, I'll go for that. Purely because I'd like to keep it a 6-speed. I really like the ratios of the stock gearbox on these RSs, and I also quite like the thought of just being able to whack a gear set in. Doesn't necessarily have to be a sequential box, it could still be a H pattern. However, as long as it's a dog engagement and a straight cut gears, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We're just going to hope and fingers crossed now that this box will last us for at least the rest of this season anyway. So gonna get it all mated up to this. I'm also going to change. Some of you may have noticed that this is actually a Kevlar cam belt kit. I've had this on for a year now, and for the price of them while I'm here, I may as well just knock the caps out the back, put the timing tool in, and whack a cam belt on it. So we're going to do that as well. Yeah, it's all fun and games. It's all coming together. Got a month until race day, and I might actually get a test day in. Maybe, we'll see. And that brings us to today. So it's the 25th of May today. I've got 3 days till we race at Donington. So we've got the last couple of bits of prep to do. The car is currently at Matt G Racing. It's having the corner weighting done, and it's having some tweaks with the suspension wise stuff done. Hopefully, well, I mean, you'll see in the video in a minute. Hopefully that's all comes back okay. I've not been given any information if they've found anything just of yet. I don't think they will. So we're just going to see what sort of balance we can get with the car now in terms of weight distribution. Hopefully it will feel a lot more drivable to me. It wasn't very... let's put it into perspective basically. I haven't had a lot of confidence in the rear end of the car, especially since the incident at Snetterton. The rear end's always felt really light to me. Obviously there is no weight over the back end, so it's quite a hard one, but we've always struggled with rear tyre temperatures and getting them up to operating temperatures to obviously get them to be sticky. So fingers crossed this can help sort of, hopefully this will help. We'll soon find out. So today, we're now down at RW Developments, and we're gonna do something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but however never got round to doing. We're gonna make a breather kit for the car. Now I already had a breather kit on the car, and for a road car that isn't running the sort of engine build / gaps that I'm running on the piston rings on my car, would be fine. However, because of the boost levels that we run and the gaps on the piston rings, we do have quite a lot of crankcase pressure. So the original literage of catch can isn't unfortunately enough for this application. So we're going to build a rather large catch can. Now some of you are going to say, bloody hell, that's silly, but this is a catch can one side and a catch can / separator one side and the catch can the other side, and then it vents off to atmosphere. So hopefully this will stop the venting issues that I've had with the original catch can that we designed for the car way back when with Matt. So fingers crossed this works a little bit better. I'm fed up of cleaning the underside of my car because we do get quite a lot of vent to atmosphere through it. So hopefully this sorts it. We're going to jump inside now, we're going to go drill some holes, chop some bits, and then we'll leave Dean to finish that off. I just wanted to prep this up because I have kind of dropped this on him last minute, and he's going out his way to sort this for us. So let's crack on with that, and yeah, it's all fun and games. So guys, done a few bits and bobs to start on this breather kit. So I'm going to show you now exactly how this sort of came about and why and what sort of design we're doing. So this is my CAD, my cardboard aided design. Kind of had a rough idea of how I wanted stuff and where I wanted it. So I then made a cardboard template, and this is the inside of it. Okay guys, so I've just finished prepping all the little bits for Dean to weld up. So there's lots of like plates with holes and plates with more holes, and yeah, so it's pretty much ready for him to weld up now. It's about 10:30, so I'm going to head home in a minute and let Dean crack on with the welding tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully sort of the next clip you see is of like a finished product. So guys, just got to Mac G Racing up in Barton upon Trent near Derby. Car's been corner weighted and I'm literally just about to load it onto the truck. So I'll show you the data sheet very quickly. In fact, will I? Maybe, I don't know. She's a little bit heavier than I was expecting, but yeah, we've got all the data sheet and stuff in here for where we're at with like pressures and ride heights and stuff. Really good bunch of guys, really know what they're doing. Yeah, so the car's corner weighted, ready to set up. We're pretty much ready for Donington Park now, so we're gonna buzz this back to work, and then we're gonna mix in with this breather kit stuff and getting packed up, and then yeah, and then we'll be at Donington. So fun and games, let's go. Okay, so back at work. I've got the car prepped up, ready to go. We're going to do some chopping now. Basically, the way that I've designed this new breather tank, this whole centre section of the upper slam panel disappears now. This is all going to get chopped off. This side here and the opposite side there. And what will then happen is the breather tank will actually mount in between those two pieces there. So there's still some form of rigidity there, but these are separately bolted down onto the front crash bar down here and the upper rails for the chassis as well. So there's quite a lot of support there, and then literally that plastic piece's main aim is to just hold the headlight in place. It doesn't actually have any structural integrity to the car. So obviously don't use the standard lock anymore, and we've got error catches, so let's chop this bitch up. By the power of an almighty chop saw, we have God, in 2017 flashbacks this is, chopped off a piece of the car. So that is going straight in the bin. So there's the space now. There's quite a lot of room there, to be honest with you. So we've got all this room for activities at the front now. Basically, this new breather kit then mounts off these side tabs here. So we'll come from obviously one side to the other side. So we've got all this room here is actually going to be a breather. So you'll be having 2 -10 fittings come off the filter housing into a feed on this side. And then that down there is a return to sump. So there'll be another one and it'll come to the bottom of here. So this side's going to be a separator, and then there's a massive catch tank for the other side, with 2 tiny filters up the top here, so that's literally the whole sort of catch can scenario. So yeah, I'm gonna go and have my hair cut because I've got to look fancy for this weekend. I'm gonna go have my hair cut and then go past Dean's to pick up the welded catch can, come back here and bolt it on. It's gonna be another late night. Also, fresh trim is always required for race weekend because those helmets get very, very sweaty, and so do balaclavas. Shooting back now to the workshop. We're gonna go past Dean's, pick up the breather, and then shoot back to the workshop and get that fitted, run the lines, and then that's the car actually like physically ready. And I'll just quickly speak about the corner weight itself that Matt G have done for the car. I'd just like to say the wonders of CAD cardboard aided design. Cardboard aided design is fantastic. I can't how well that dropped in. That's literally perfect, millimeter perfect. Mounts are in the right place. The only thing I forgot to take into account which is when we put the AM fittings in, is that the dipstick is ever so slightly in the way, so I can just sort of bend it a little bit. But that's come out way better than expected. So, oh god, right. 3 AM lines to run, and then that's in and drill hole, riv nut, drill a hole, riv nut, and we have ourselves one beefy boy breather tank